Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another lesson from the High Performance Trader. And today we're going to be breaking down how to attack a challenging week. How do you actually come back from a week where your strategy just doesn't perform to your expectations, right? And that's what we're going to dive into today. Expectations, we're going to dive into win rate, we're going to dive into execution, and most importantly, we're going to dive into how I plan to approach next week after this extremely challenging week, right? And before we go any further, it's important to notice that this week has had tremendous fundamental news catalysts that had led price action to be extremely indecisive, right? The ATR on SPY is usually around $60 to $70 per week. This means it has a fluctuation. The pendulum swings either bullish or bearish anywhere from $50 to $60 per week on average, sometimes a lot more. This week, we literally swung about $14, okay? That's a very condensed range that we stuck in for pretty much the whole week. And this is due to all the news that's coming out, right? We have trade wars. We have global markets crashing. We have tariffs. We have crazy economical news going on, and it's leading to a lot of indecision. So guys, once again, this makes a lot of sense, right? But today we're going to still break down our data report, right? Because men lie, women lie, data does not. We need to stay focused on the data, and we need to continue to set our standards, our expectations appropriately so that going into next week, we know exactly what to do, right? So before we go any further, guys, make sure you click that link below and check out the High Performance Trader website. See, this is where you are going to obtain all the resources that I have for you, okay? I break down in depth our strategy, how we execute it, what we look for each and every single day, and more importantly, what to expect. This is the data report we're going to be breaking down. See, a lot of traders just trade and they're just shooting in the dark. They don't know what their win rate is. They don't know what to expect, right? Over here at HPT, we do a very thorough job at remaining clear. We know what to look for. We know what to expect when we see it. We make data-driven decisions, right? And if you guys want weekly emails, weekly data reports emailed directly to your inbox, come here and put your first, last name, email. I'll send you weekly data reports. I'll send you high-level summaries, and all for free, I'll send you a mini course on this strategy. So guys, take advantage of this. This is a phenomenal resource. And if you want more information on our Discord community, click the link below and check it out, right? We're building a phenomenal team. So without any further ado, let's break down the first, 11 days, the first 8 trading days of May. Okay, so going into May, real quick, we are currently sitting at an 81% win rate, okay? This means over the last 8 months, right? We started this in September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. We're going into our 9th month. We have 8 months worth of data on this strategy. You guys think I'm gonna let one troublesome week set me back? Absolutely not. Hell no. We don't let a bump in the road cause us to switch strategies or strategy hop or start to make different decisions. Absolutely not, guys. We stick to the data. See, the pendulum is going to swing, and we want that rhythm, okay? The universe is governed by the law of polarity. What goes up comes down, right? Hot, cold. You know, this is how we view the market, okay? Our day trading strategy is the exact same, right? So, once again, we have 8 months worth of data telling us that this strategy, the moving average cross off open print, RBI, GBI entry, has a 81% chance of landing you in a profitable trade, right? So, once again, once you click this high-level summary, you're going to see the breakdown, right? The last 8 months of data, very clear specifications, and the large data review. So let's break into it, right? 5/1/2025. Started off the month phenomenal. Look at this. Open print, moving average cross, red bar ignored. Guys, this is blueprint. And this is what I look to trade every single day, okay? When I spot this pattern, I know I can expect, hey, there's an 81% chance that my trade's going to continue for at least $1, okay? And once again, we identify this chart pattern on the 5-minute time frame, okay? There's been a lot of talk about using the 2-minute. The 2-minute is a phenomenal resource, but make sure your criteria, if you want the 81% win ratio, okay, make sure the 5-minute criteria is present. Right? This is a beautiful, beautiful example of our edge this day. A couple things I want to point out here, right? In the notes section. We are right at the 1-hour moving average trend. This is very important. The 9D EMA, that blue line right there, well, this horizontal line represents that moving average on the 1-hour time frame, right? We like taking trades, continuations, with the 1-hour trend. That's the moving average we use. The 9D EMA, okay, is an absolute game changer. Just want to point out, we are right at it. This makes the trade very highly probable. Notice here, healthy 5-minute trend. What do I mean when I say that? I mean the candle, the body of the candle, is continuously closing on the moving average, okay? This is how we know that the trend has a high chance of continuing, okay? We want healthy trends. We do not want unhealthy trends like in the morning. Look how far away price got from the moving average, okay? So, once again, same day, same criteria, just to the downside, right? Then we got our moving average cross. Green bar was ignored. Hopped in the market short, targeting downside, low of day, right? Beautiful downside play. And then let's break into last week specifically. This was Monday. Okay. Now, once again, it is my goal, my job, my purpose to become a trader that never makes decisions based off emotion, okay? If I want to scale up, if I want to start making $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 trades, I'm going to have to trade with a lot more money, okay? And if and when I want to trade with a lot more money, I cannot let my emotions play any role in my decision-making process. I want to be systematic at a subconscious level, okay? I want to let go of all irrational and emotional decisions. How do we do this? By mastering our approach. So when I look at this trade, okay, we had open print, we had a moving average cross, then we had a green bar that was ignored, okay? I entered short right here around 56210. Price rallied up and stopped me out of my trade quicker than you could believe. Do you think for 1 second that I lost a wink of sleep over it? Absolutely not. Okay? Once again, I have confidence in my approach. I was proud of this loss because of my execution. See, I've delinked my dopamine hit from profit, and I've linked my dopamine reward hit from following process, okay? This is our job, our goal, our purpose over here at High Performance Trader. Yes, it feels amazing to make money. There's not a better feeling than locking in $400 or $500, maybe even $1,000 off one trade, right? Maybe 10-minute trade. But if we link our reward system, our subconscious mind, our dopamine, to making money, then we're going to chase the money and we're going to neglect the process. Once this happens, guys, we are heading down a slippery slope, okay? So I've worked very hard, and I'm still working on it, to de-link the relationship between feeling good and making money. I want to feel good when I follow my process. Nothing else. And that's exactly what I did here on this trade and the trade after it, and I was very proud, okay? The trade after it stung a little bit because we got our criteria same day. Moving average cross to the upside, red bar was ignored, stopped below the red bar, and price just fell down below at about 20 cents, knocking me out of my position. But what can I take from this trade? Once again, I followed my process flawlessly, okay? Proud of that. But also notice how price came into the EMA cloud and rallied, okay? Now, once again, my stop is always a 1-bar stop. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. So I'm not going to change anything here. But I'm going to be cognizant of how effective the 20 EMA, the outside of the cloud, is, okay? So those were the first two losses. Then we found ourselves in a winning trade over here at 5/6/2025. Moving average cross to the upside, no RBI. Moving average cross to the downside, no GBI. Price rallies. We come up above 563.7, which was a critical level, a pit number from one of the previous days. Okay, cool. We get a red bar that's ignored. You guys already know it. I have to get in that. I'm getting in that. I don't care how far away I am from open print. I don't care that we're extended. We do not guess the highs, okay? We long the high as long as the trend is healthy, okay? That's our job every single day over here at High Performance Trader. We do not guess the lows. We do not guess the highs. We trade the highs. We trade the market conditions, okay? That's what we did, locking in a beautiful trade up into previous day low. All right, then over here, 5/7, FOMC. Okay, so I get a lot of questions about this. Josh, do you trade news? Do you not trade news, etc.? Now, to be completely and entirely honest with you, yes, I do trade news. When my edge presents itself, like I was telling you before, I act, okay? Is that smart? I don't know. Let's talk about it. Drop a comment below. Right? I'd love your opinion. But what I'm trying to do over here, once again, is build at a subconscious level, an execution system in my mind where no matter what, I'm pulling the trigger. Okay? If I see my edge, I act. If I see my edge, I act. If I see my edge, I act. Once again, delinking my relationship to I need a green trade to feel good. Okay? I just want to follow the process. And I know over 100, how many trades? Ready? Hold on. In a large data review, 152 trades, 124 of them are profitable, okay? So once again, I just want to rip through that 152 trades, keep my risk appropriate, and then let my profitable trades pay me appropriately, and then the system works. See, there's too much emotion involved. We got to get rid of that. There's too much thinking involved, okay? We got to get rid of that. This game's not about thinking, right? It's about identifying your opportunity and pulling that trigger, right? No ifs, ands, or buts. When you see it, you act, okay? This just so happened to be on FOMC, and we got stomped out of our trade, right? It is what it is. On to the next. So over here, 5/8/2025, you could see here we're still hovering around that 560 level, right? We didn't get much follow through whatsoever this week. Once again, we can't control that. But what can we control? Our process. We can control our execution, okay? We can control our losses, and believe it or not, we can control our winners. So, once again, I'm being patient. No moving average cross. Finally get it. Price rallies up. Red bar ignored. Long. Cracked a good one. Now, another question I've been getting. What if the edge doesn't present? What do? I don't trade. It's that simple. If my edge isn't presenting, it's because the market conditions aren't fruitful, okay? If I'm a surfer and I want to film a video part, right? Say I'm trying to get sponsored. If I go out in that ocean, right, I could have my videographer, I could have my crew with me, right? I could have my surfboard, I could even have my swim trunks on. But if there's no waves, I'm not surfing. There's no opportunity. Okay? You see what I'm getting at? If and until the waves of the market start rushing, there's no opportunity for me, right? So, to answer your question, until my edge presents, there's nothing that I'm doing. I'm staying patient, okay? There are other ways for us to get into the market and identify opportunity, but on a much bigger scale, I'm not making a trade if the conditions ain't right, and it's that simple, okay? And then the last trade of the week, 5/8/2025, okay? This once again, this is just how this week has been, right? Am I mad at the strategy? No. Let's talk about it. Moving average cross, off open print. We even got a lower high, okay? Here's a high in pre-market. Here's a lower high off the open. We fall below it. We come up and retest open print. We get a red bar, which closed green. that wiped out this green candle. We get stomped out. Okay. Am I going to stop trading that strategy? Absolutely not. And I'll show you real quick. Guys, just because this didn't work today does not mean it's not going to work tomorrow, right? Let me just show you. Look at this example off open print. Moving average cross, green bar ignored, short play, okay? It's constant. Ready? Look at this one. Moving average cross, green bar ignored, short play, okay? Over and over, guys. This is rinse, repeat. And it's up to us to be able to consistently execute on it, right? If I go back specifically, and this is the power of the Discord, guys, I have countless examples here. Ready? Look, open print, moving average cross, red bar ignored, boom. Okay, right? Once again, data is key. Just because one trade does not work for you does not mean the strategy doesn't work for you. Just because 4 trades didn't work last week doesn't mean the next 100 aren't going to work for you. Okay? Guys, this game rewards the traders who remain diligent, patient, and disciplined. It's my job to continue to give you the information so you can do this. I love you guys. I'm ready to start this week. We've done a bunch of back testing. We've held webinars. Guys, we're locked and loaded. High Performance Trader is going to crush this week. Mark my words. And I'll see you in the next lesson.